Hi everyone, this is Cesar with Epiphone and welcome to Winter NAMM 2020. I'm here with Sweetwater. Wanted to show you what's going on with Epiphone. Epiphone is a brand that is the older brother to Gibson. You know, Epiphone starts in 1873 and in New York City, and it's been at the forefront of the rock and roll revolution. So it's really a brand and a guitar that's, I mean, for me personally, I grew up with Epiphones and it's been at every stage of my life, and really it's been on every stage, which is why now we've repositioned the brand as a brand that's been there on every stage for every stage. And so taking that principle, now we've done a collection of Epiphone originals and also a collection of Epiphones inspired by Gibson. What you see here behind me are the Epiphones inspired by Gibson. Several changes on how we were making instruments before. The first one I want to highlight is that we've gone to the short Kalamazoo headstock. This is something that a lot of fans have been asking for in the Inspired by Gibson collection. Short Kalamazoo headstock across everything. The other change is that we've gone to the Pro humbuckers, and now for the first time we've incorporated, you're not going to see these because they're in the back in the electronics, but CTS spot with audio taper. So inspired by Gibson, we're leveraging the Gibson sort of iconic past, and we're introducing instruments at a very accessible price point while remaining authentic with the Epiphone brand. Finally, let me highlight one really cool aspect as well. As you can see, the Epiphone logo font is the actual Gibson font going forward with the Inspired by Gibson collection. So what you can see here in the Inspired by Gibson is that we are mirroring what we're doing and simplifying our collection and simplifying our model names. Les Paul Standard 50s across the gold top and the sunbursts. Les Paul Standard 60s, slim taper neck, reflector knobs. Onto Les Paul Special TV Yellow, just like with Gibson. And by the way, the Les Paul Standard that is $24.99 with Gibson is $5.99 with its Epiphone sister. I also want to show you with Epiphone, for the first time in 50 years, we're making Epiphones in the US. And other than for a short moment when we worked with Paul McCartney and we did a few Epiphone Texans, this is really the first time we're doing this in 50 years. And so this is a USA-made Epiphone Texan out of our Bozeman factory in Montana. We are bringing it in the two finishes. You can see here right now the vintage sunburst finish. It's a bit of a longer scale than its sister J45. We also have the short Kalamazoo headstock, staying true to the original design. It was actually done both ways. We chose to do the short headstock version, and then we also have it in the vintage natural, which was what you're looking at now. And we're going to keep expanding the offering of USA-made acoustic Epiphones. Now moving on here, we also brought the USA-made Epiphone Casino. What you're looking at now is the vintage sunburst version of it. Short Kalamazoo headstock, dog ear P90s, trapeze floating bridge, made in our Nashville factory. And then the second version of it is the USA-made Epiphone Casino in Royal Tan. All the same appointments with the trapeze, dog ear P90s, and the short Kalamazoo headstock.